The first claim slash myth is some people are visual in their learning while some people are verbal. A psychological term that it relates to the claim slash myth would be the cognitive perspective. It is defined as the mental functions like attention, memory, and perception. It relates to the claim slash myth in the way that the mind is able to receive and translate that information that it can use. Depending on what type of learner you are, certain parts of the brain will activate as a response. After looking into some articles that I stumbled upon, one individually called "Are You a Visual or an Auditory Learner? It Doesn't Matter" by the New York Times. Within the article, they start off by saying that the conclusion is still unclear, but it does lean towards being true by first-hand experience. They bring into account that if it was factually provable, it would benefit the classroom and the students in it. The benefit of doing so is that they can change the way that they teach in order to be more accommodating to those two styles of learning. During the experiment that they conducted, whether to prove it being a myth or a claim, the researchers read statements to the participants. The expectation of the experiment was that the auditory learner would have remembered the statement as they would have focused on the sound, while the visual learner would have created a visual image of the statement in order to remember it. The result was that it correlated with what type of learning style that they used in response to it. The result of the test, however, showed that neither party learned faster than the other. In regards to whether or not some visual learners are verbal or visual, it is plausible for it to occur. We just don't have enough research to 100% prove its factuality. The second claim slash myth is that money can't buy happiness. The psychological term that relates to the claim slash myth would be, again, cognitive perspective, as it encompasses reasoning, thinking, judgment, and attention. When taking into account a topic like money, you expect the individual to show a certain level of understanding. After looking in the school database, I found an article called "What's the Use of Happiness? It Can't Buy You Money." Throughout the article, it states that money can't buy you happiness, but it definitely helps to do with what you love. During the article, they state, although philosophers complicate the answer, it is actually very simple. Us, we just simply want to have an easy life. Having the privilege of not needing to worry about whether you can afford rent or money will obviously improve your mood, making your life happier. When taken into account money, it definitely helps in the aspect of finding a mate. They state that throughout history, marriage required money, and it still very much does, especially with the upfront cost of starting a family. If we look at it from another perspective, money can be seen as a tool of independence. The freedom that it provides to you as a person and not needing someone to help you is amazing. You can see as another example, such as, say, me, for example, or to earn enough money individually to where I can move outside of my parents' home into an apartment. The freedoms that I now have because I'm able to create income increased my happiness in my personal life. It can be attributed to earning more money. In regard to whether or not money can't buy you happiness, it is busted. It comes down to money being hand in hand and assisting you to do with what you love. or in simple terms, it eliminates the negative aspects of your life, leaving you to do more like your passion projects or travel.